awesome mom, Idina Menzel.
Thank you.
I want to throw that in there. That's the most important thing, right?
Oh, yes. Thank you for saying that.
As I wear my Daddy Claus shirt. So
Exactly.
My kids are big fans. I actually took them to Broadway for the first time.
What'd you see?
We went to go see Wicked.
Yay.
I took them to go see Harry Potter.
Oh, perfect. Did they like Wicked?
They loved Wicked, to the point my daughter is now taking singing lessons.
How old are they?
She's 9 and 10.
Perfect. Did the flying monkeys scare them at all in the beginning?
I thought they were cool. They actually thought they were dogs in the beginning, so I don't know. Maybe they're just a little dusty.
Great. Then they've obviously never seen the Wizard of Oz movie. They're flying dogs.
Flying dogs. What? I want to talk about your Which Way to the Stage. It's out on Disney Plus December 9th. But tell everybody a little bit about it and why you decided to do this documentary.
I always had a dream of playing at Madison Square Garden, which is one of the greatest venues in the world to play. It's in New York City. I grew up in Long Island, 45 minutes out of the city. I went to New York University. I lived in New York City for many years. And as an aspiring performer, I always wanted to play there. So I found out I was going to do a 16-city tour ending up in Madison Square Garden. And I just knew that I didn't want to let this moment pass me by. I wanted to document it somehow, and it's just so often, as you know, life is moving so fast and we just sometimes take things for granted. And I just felt like, let me get this. This is a big deal. It's a dream coming true for me. I set out to do that. And then I realized what kind of documentary it could be, because it wasn't just a tour documentary and about city to city. It was more about a woman trying to balance being a mother and also pursuing her passion in life, and how difficult that can be sometimes. Sometimes it's so hard to compartmentalize and prioritize. And so I'm really proud of it because I feel like it's very multi-layered. And what I'm really proud of is we use a set list as the narrative, and I'm able to explore why each song was important to me in my life, and it kind of chronicles my life. And going back in, it's really special because I had to find all this archival footage. So it's sort of like the dream within the dream. I knew why I was doing it, but then as I watch it, I get to watch me as a little girl sometimes and remember just how much I believed in myself at the time.
Of course. Was it hard having the cameras follow you around for this? I mean, because they can be very intrusive.
Yes, they weren't intrusive because you get to know the people that are filming you. And I also knew, since I was producing it, that if there was something I wasn't comfortable with, I just wouldn't put it out there. But I do. That
was my second question. Were there some things that you just didn't want to share? So, yeah.
Well, what was left on the cutting room floor was probably a bunch of swear words that were not going to be acceptable. So if you want that version, we'll figure out how to get that.
We released the Menzel cut. That's what we want. We want the Menzel cut. All the stuff that was on the floor.
Exactly. There's the Elsa version of Idina, and then there's the Long Island truck driver's mouth Idina, and my dad's in it, and he's got a foul mouth.
You say that's the one I want to hang out with the most, right there.
Yeah, she's fun. But speaking up to the point of the cameras being around, I do feel, as long as I take care of and protect the people around me, I do feel that being vulnerable and authentic is what what artists are supposed to do. And it's the way that I feel like I can connect most deeply with my audience. And I feel like I think it's important that people can see themselves in you and your experience. And that's empathy. And that's what we are trying to accomplish as artists.
You had touched on Elsa earlier. I had a chance to talk to Josh Gad, who's from here in South Florida. Started alongside you, of course, as Olaf. He said his kids were over the whole Olaf voice. Where does your son Walker stand with Let It Go?
I'm supposed to not say this, but he really could care less about Let It Go. But he loves it. He loves Frozen. but he's just sick of me singing in the house. You know, so whenever I have to sing Let It Go, or I know I got a concert coming up, I have to practice because it's super high. I can't just roll out of bed and sing the song. I got to start rehearsing it a couple days before. And he's just, oh my God, Mom, can you just stop singing? You're so loud and embarrassing. I can't sing if he's got friends over, you know?
Well, let's do this for Walker and his friends. Let's have you introduce Let It Go for everybody right now. Go ahead.
Ladies and gentlemen out there in the world, this is for my son Walker, who loves when I sing it at the top of my lungs. Here comes Let It Go by Elsa and Idina.
The 10 spot.
You know, you've done so much work with Disney. You know, I just got done watching Disenchanted, which I recommend for all the kids and also those who are young at heart. Mm-hmm. Have you ever been, I wanted to ask you this, to Disney's Club 33?
That's so funny you asked that. I have not, but I have a bunch of friends that want me to get them in. I just haven't called in that favor yet, but I have not been there. Have you?
No, I mean, I was going to ride your coattails. That's one of the friends that's asking right now.
I mean, what kind of club can it be? It's not like people are going to party hard over at Club, what is it, Club 33?
33.
Yeah. Are they all in like Prince? Is there like, you know, face makeup people there with glitter and they make you look like a princess and you have a gin and tonic at the same time? What is it?
It's like those little pop-up things where they make you a princess and then you just go drink. I'm hoping that's
yeah, is there like a VIP section and you have to show ID and they're like letting in mostly women and not men?
You have a very eyes wide shut version of this. But okay.
Oh, that's sick.
It's a little twisted, but I know you grew up in New York. You mentioned Long Island too, but did you go to Disney a lot as a kid?
Not a lot. You know, went a few select times that I'll always remember. I've gone more as an adult, obviously, because I've had events I have to do there, and also because I have a child of my own and I live in LA, so it's easier to go. But I grew up on the East Coast, so I didn't live in Florida. So to go to Disney World was a big deal.
Yeah, of course. Now, I know you mentioned talking about growing up. I heard that you were 15 when you began working as a wedding/bat mitzvah singer. Is this true? Is this internet rumor true?
No, it's true. And I lied about my age because I didn't think they would hire me if I wasn't sort of 18 or older. So I'd lie about my age. I wear my mom's sexy black cocktail dress, and I'd walk in and I was out there with like 7 35-year-old men and learning how to build my repertoire and call my own tunes and the keys and remember the lyrics. And I learned so much. I like to say it's sort of I think it was my education with all kinds of music, and also learning how to build a thick skin because people didn't listen to you very much. But it was a great place to learn and try all kinds of music without the pressure.
How much of that experience are you bringing into your new film? You're you're so not invited to my bat mitzvah.
Well, I'm the mom in that. I'm not singing at the bat mitzvah, but it triggered some traumatic experiences for me. Like one time I was singing and these bar mitzvah kids started like throwing food at us or candies from the candy cart, and I just had it by then, so I started throwing stuff back at them. And then I ran into the ladies' room, and they sat outside and waited for me to come out so they could nail me with some licorice. And I got in trouble because I shouldn't have been throwing things at little kids, and also because my band leader was wondering where I was. But so I don't know if that's a good story to tell or not. And
like also that could be truck driver Idina Menzel right there. That could be Jersey.
I didn't curse at them. And then in the documentary, it's funny because we found when I was in Wicked, there was a fan or someone sent me like an old beta, VHS something of me in an actual wedding holding a limbo stick. Or was it bar mitzvah or something, holding a limbo stick for a bunch of people to go under. And I look miserable. I look like Julia Roberts from Mystic Pizza. I had that big curly hair on the side. Yeah. And I just look miserable, but it's so funny in the documentary. There's a lot of stuff like that. There's archival footage from my high school plays and when I was a little girl singing in the backyard. So it was really fun to look at all of that.
You had mentioned Wicked. I know that Ariana Grande is set to take on that film adaptation of Wicked. How do you think she's going to do, or any advice for her?
Oh, she's going to be amazing. She has such a range. She's going to sing the Glinda part, and I hope that she really showcases her classic soprano, because she's kind of one of those people that can do anything.
By the way, we got Idina Menzel on with us right now. And of course, her Which Way to the Stage is on Disney Plus, out December 9th. You know, it's that holiday season. So as much as I love Miami, I think New York City for real is like the center for the holidays. Is there a New York memory that you've always held on to?
Oh, God, there's so many New York memories. New York during the holidays is obviously very special because it has, the tree and those Saks Fifth Avenue windows and the ice skating, and there's just an energy about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I remember, actually, my favorite memory was we were in rehearsal for Rent. I was in the original cast of Rent back in 1995, and we were rehearsing, and we were off Broadway still on East 4th Street at a little theater called the New York Theater Workshop. And it hadn't become a big thing then. We thought we were just in this little off-Broadway show. We didn't know what was to become of it. And we were supposed to be at rehearsal, but it was one of those blizzards was happening. And people were cross-country skiing down Madison Avenue. And I
awesome.
just remember trekking to get to rehearsal and seeing that and thinking, what? I felt like I was on Mars or something, I love a snowy day in New York City when it's over the weekend, so the snow stays white. It's not when everyone's going to work and all of the garbage trucks are, and you go to a pub, I'm like from London here, and you head out to a movie and you wear your big snow boots and maybe cross-country ski down Madison Avenue. So that's one of my favorite memories.
Well, I think since we're touching on the holidays, we got to play Baby It's Cold Outside. What do you think?
Oh, and Michael Bublé? Yeah.
Michael Bublé.
Although it is sort of a controversial song these days. You do know that, right?
I do know that.
I don't know. I don't think back in the day they were thinking that, but I mean, So I don't want to advocate for that, but I did love singing with Michael Bublé, and I think the song musically is really wonderful.
It's magical. So Idina Menzel has been hanging with us. Make sure you check out Which Way to the Stage on Disney Plus December 9th. And I know you got to go. And again, I really do appreciate your time. Is there anything you want to say to your fans and all those, that have kept up with you? I mean, since Rent, I was just talking with people in the office and they're like, oh my gosh, I was 3 years old and I was a big fan growing up. And now she works with us at Sirius XM.
Oh, that's so nice.
Touched a lot of lives. So anything you want to say to those people?
Well, first of all, thank you. I feel like I've grown up with my fans, and now we're all having kids, and I get to relive all of these experiences and see them through a child's eyes as well. I hope that you really enjoy the documentary. I hope it feels like a love letter to my fans who have been with me all along the way and who have supported me and allowed me to have all of these wonderful experiences. And I hope moms, see themselves in this movie as well and understand that, I get it. It's hard to balance everything. And just I hope that they never lose that thing that makes them feel good and joyous inside. Because that's what I want my son to see is whenever I think about how guilty I feel because I'm not there for something, that he sees a strong, powerful woman choosing to do what makes her passionate in the world.
Idina, thank you so much for being that strong role model. It's great, especially for my girls. So thank you.
Thanks for having me.